Ladies and gentlemen, ODM members are now begging President William Ruto to join the party. Yani sasa hivi inaonekana wazi kwamba watu wa ODM wanambeg President William Ruto to join the party, something that is not going to be possible. Haiwezekani kwa sababu intention ya William Ruto ilikuwa ni kuua ODM that he has already killed, and now anajua vizuri sana kwamba kuna chama mbili ambazo naweza nikasema kwamba ni zile chama nguli, yani vile vyama ambavyo vimekuwa vikiendesha siasa ya nchini Kenya kutoka zamani. We are talking about KANU, we are talking about ODM, na William Ruto alikuwa anajua kwamba hivi vyama mbili vina nguvu, and that's why unaona kwamba he single-handedly went to Baringo constituency na akahakikisha kwamba Gideon Moi ameacha hiyo nafasi, lakini pia alihakikisha kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga amejoin broad-based government so that he can tame the influence and the energy, ile nguvu ambayo chama kama ODM iko nayo, and he succeeded. So right now a number of hopeless ODM members are now begging him. This is like begging William Ruto to join the party, something that cannot happen. Why do you think they're begging him to join ODM? And why do you really think they're even talking about William Ruto and asking him to come and join the party? What will happen to the rest of the people when wamekuwa kwenye chama hichi for all this time ambayo William Ruto amekuwa against Raila Amolo Odinga? And now I think wherever Baba is very sad akiangalia chama chake cha ODM vile sasa hivi na yumba. So many people might say kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga ndo ameleta hizi shida zote. Kipindi ambapo anaondoka hakuachia mtu yote party, hakuacha direction, lakini I think this is now the time to actually figure out kwamba ni wakina nani. Yani kama sio baba, hawa watu wote ambao wamekuwa kwenye chama cha ODM ni watu ambao wamekuwa wakisaidiwa tu, ni watu ambao hawajakuwa na msimamo, are weak people to let me say, ni watu ambao wako very weak, because ukiangalia kwa makini yani wamepoteza mwelekeo kabisa. Now they are begging someone who is in power to come and join the party that has been fighting this very same person for a very long time. Hiyo ni kuimaliza, and I can say kwamba Ruto ni mtu ambaye anapiga hesabu zake vizuri sana. Ukiangalia hesabu ambayo amepiga na chama kama KANU, and we both know kwamba KANU ni chama kubwa sana, ni chama ambacho sidhani kama itaisha, as long as people say that siku hizi bwana KANU imebaki kuwa jina tu lakini haina nguvu. It's actually that is what Ruto wanted with ODM, and I think he's succeeding, but this is actually going to break ODM into pieces. Kuna baadhi ya watu ambao hawata stand kuona kile kitu ambacho kinafanyika, and I think that is why mtu kama Gladys Wanga is fighting Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino day and night. We want to know what is going to happen to this party kutoka leo mpaka siku ambayo tutapiga kura kama 27, kitu gani ambacho kitafanyikia ODM. And do you really believe kwamba ODM as a party bado iko na nguvu the very same way ilikuwa na nguvu kipindi ambapo Raila Amolo Odinga bado alikuwa hai? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this finds you in good health popote ulipo. Naitwa Madini Classic and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Kama hujapata nafasi ya kusubscribe kwenye channel hii, ni kuomba uchukue dakika moja peke yake kunisupport kwa kusubscribe. Nitakuwa nimesema asante mkubwa sana. Lakini pia kama tayari umesubscribe, niseme asante and welcome to the family. Hapa ndo sehemu ambapo tunaleta habari za siasa pindi tu kitu kinapotokea unaipata hapa for the first time. Now, Ruto ametaka na amekuwa akitaka kushinda uchaguzi wa 2027 na njia zote, and that is why unaona anapigana vita vya chama ambavyo wanajua kwamba vimekuwa na nguvu kwenye serikali hii. I think idea ya Ruto imekuwa ni kwamba akienda kwenye ballot apate support ya ODM and at the same time apate support ya KANU. Hiyo ndo kitu ambacho amekuwa akipigania, and that is why nilikuwa nasema kwamba watu kama Babu Owino, watu kama Sifuna tayari walikuwa wameshaona kwamba chama cha ODM itazama, and the only way ya kutoa hiyo chama kwenye kaburi la sahau ni kupata mtu ambaye atafight, ni kupata mtu ambaye ako aggressive, ni kupata mtu ambaye wananchi wa Kenya wanamkubali hata kabla hajazungumza. And ni wazi inaonekana hawa ni wakina Babu Owino na Sifuna. But why do you really think kwamba Wanga is fighting the two? Why do you really think kwamba baadhi ya watu ambao wamekuwa wakisaidiwa kwenye kivuli cha Raila Amolo Odinga, wamekuwa wakiwapiga vita watu kama Babu Owino, watu kama Sifuna. It's all because they had, yani hawa ni watu ambao wamekuwa kwenye siasa, wamekuwa kwenye uongozi kwa kumwaminia mtu mmoja, yani believing that if not for Raila then hakuna sehemu ambapo tunaenda. Now pengine unataka kujua why we are talking about Gladys Wanga. It's because I think somebody lied to her. Sijui kama ni advisor wake, sijui ni baadhi ya watu ambao wapo kwenye chama cha ODM, kwamba anaweza akakuwa running mate wa William Ruto come 2027. And I think hicho kitu kilimpanda kichwani Wanga, akaanza kufikiria kwamba anaweza akapata hiyo nafasi ya kukuwa running mate wa William Ruto come 2027, something that is going to mess William Ruto, and at the same time this is something that is going to mess ODM as a party. Why am I saying that? The moment Gladys Wanga atataka kuungana na William Ruto kwenye kinyang'anyiro hichi cha urais come 2027, a good number of people will say that is not what they wanted, and that is not the will of Raila Amolo Odinga, because the will of Raila Amolo Odinga is out here very open. He said it, and even the SG, the Secretary General of the party, kept saying kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga said kwamba 2027 ODM lazima itasimamisha candidate. All right? And if everyone mwenye amekuwa kwenye chama hichi akisupport Raila Amolo Odinga ama akisupport chama, wataona kwamba sasa hivi Ruto has taken over ODM, they look for another option, because at the end of the day watu wanataka candidate wa kutoka ODM. Now what is going to happen? This is why Gladys Wanga is trying to push Babu Owino and Sifuna away from the party, and right now as speaking there are rumors kwamba kuna baadhi ya wabunge zaidi ya 5 ambao sasa hivi wenye wanatoka kwenye chama cha ODM ambao wanatarajiwa kuresign kwa sababu wanaona kwamba the direction that the party is taking is not what is in their interest. All right? And now kuna baadhi ya wabunge ambao tayari majina zimetoka, wakiwemo Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino and others ambao wanaonekana kwamba sasa hivi wataresign na watatoka kwenye chama cha ODM. And now if Ruto is going to make a mistake ya kumfanya mtu kama Gladys Wanga running mate wake, then let me say kwamba opposition wako na nafasi kubwa sana ya kushinda uchaguzi wa 2027, and that is something that you will come back to this channel na wewe utakuwa witness wangu, na utaandika hapo siku moja kwenye comments kwamba hichi kitu ambacho tunazungumzia inaonekana. And that is why I proposed the other day tukizungumza, nikasema kwamba why are they not seeing Aida Odinga as someone who can lead the party, mtu ambaye anaweza akashikilia ile party, kwa sababu kama leo wamweke Aida Odinga kama party leader wa ODM, then trust you me, even William Ruto will panic, because definitely what is going to happen ni kwamba Aida Odinga akisimama, then even mtu kama Kalonzo Musyoka can come and back up. And the moment Kalonzo Musyoka amekuja kumback up, Rigathi Gachagua will fall into this box, and it will be very easy and so easy for Kenyans to know where are we casting our votes, kwa sababu hapa itakuwa ni njia rahisi sana. But now why are they pushing away the likes of Babu Owino?
I think the survivor here is dependent on the fitness, survival for the fittest. It cannot be said that President William Samoei Ruto is any way advantaged than Elisha, than Wanga, than Khalwale. They are all struggling to survive. And much as he may appear slightly fitter than the rest of the other warriors and parasites, I think what we need to look at is the transient nature of these political formations right now. They are so temporary, they're worse than plastic paper wrapping, because they tend to shift every day. And I foresee a situation whereby William Samoei Ruto will run for president in 2027 on a coalition of ODM and KANU. That is most probable, because of all the existing political parties, these two seem to be most elaborate in structural formation. And if he had a keen eye, his overtures towards ODM at the beginning of this year is indicators that he will come back to ODM and expel Edwin Sifuna and other belligerent owners of ODM was premeditated and deliberate. You can see the overtures he has made towards KANU to the extent of ensuring that the owner of KANU does not run for office. Now compare this with the overtures of Daniel Arap Moi in 1992 and beyond. Moi tended to have permanent relationships so that if he needed to reach out to individuals in Ford Asili or Ford Kenya, he will be deliberate. He will ask that they resign their positions in parliament and in those parties. He will accommodate them in KANU, deliberately come to Likuyani and campaign for Apili Wawire, walking all the way from Nangili Market up to Likuyani to ensure that he wins. Permanency. You understand? The person who suffers most from this transient nature of this formation that we are seeing is the people, because it requires a lot of public funds to undertake these transient enterprises, as opposed to the permanent overtures that were taken by President Daniel Arap Moi. So whoever is fit in this contest is the one that will survive. I foresee many people from Rift Valley running on a KANU ticket. I foresee many people in Luo Nyanza and Western Kenya struggling to run on an ODM ticket after the fusion of ODM and UDM. But it will be a struggle.
I talked about this thing na nikasema kwamba even the thought of kusema kwamba William Ruto join ODM is something that it's so impossible. Ni kitu ambacho sio rahisi kufanyika, but I don't know what you think. Wewe ukiangalia kwa makini, unaona kama ODM ni chama ambacho tayari kimeisha, ama ni chama ambacho bado iko na nguvu, ama ni chama ambacho sasa hivi hatuwezi sema iko na nguvu, iko na matumaini? Nimesikiliza watu wengi sana wakizungumza na even the interest, the idea of Gladys Wanga kutaka kukuwa running mate wa William Ruto come 2027, na mtu ambaye pia nimemsikiliza akizungumza story hii, nikasema tu kiundani kwamba hii ni wazi kwamba hii nafasi Wanga is fighting for it and it's going to mess her political career. He is Abdul Swamad ambaye ni I think he is the deputy party leader wa ODM, gavana wa Mombasa. Amezungumzia story hii and akasema kwamba akaulizwa swali kwamba huenda Gladys Wanga akijitoa kwamba anataka kusimama kama running mate wa William Ruto, hivi ODM itamsupport. Lakini pia nimeona amepiga tu kona tu, yani hajajibu swali vile inafaa, but this is because it's something that they know. Hii ni kitu ambacho wanajua it's very possible, inaweza ikafanyika. So ukimwangalia vizuri vile anajibu maswali, vile anazungumza, you can tell.
Question then, if Kenya Kwanza, which has a candidate called William Ruto, approached ODM and said we'd like ODM to give us a running mate, so we get into this election together to guarantee that should we win, ODM is in government.
You're asking,
work together towards winning.
Would
Abdul Swamad be the candidate
to be the deputy president?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable where I am.
Would Gladys Wanga be the candidate?
I don't know about Gladys, whether she's comfortable being the governor of Homa Bay.
Would you propose her name?
Would I propose Gladys to be the deputy president? I mean, before even proposing Gladys to be the deputy president, first of all, I'd have a sit down with her and ask, are you interested in being the deputy president? You know, there are many people. I mean, this is a party that the current crop of leaders who are there are so many people who can be able to.
If she said, yeah, I'm comfortable.
If she said that she's very comfortable, we'll bring it to the Central Committee and do exactly what it is that we were taught to do. Discuss it internally first and not commit the party before anything else. We will discuss it internally, fathom all the options that are there, weigh it out, ask ourselves, is there someone else who'd make equally a deputy president, you know, in the cost? Maybe they'll say, why don't we bring on board Hassan Ali Joe? So Luo Nyanza would say, why don't we bring in Gladys? So probably, I don't know, maybe say, why not Orengo? Probably, why not Simba Arati? Why not Northeastern? And we say that, you know, we have Jir, who has been governor long enough. Why not him to be the deputy president? And then options would be weighed out. Baba believed that should we have this, should we have that, should we have this? And then numbers would have to play out. How many numbers is this one bringing on board, and what are the values that this person brings on board, and everything else? So there's many issues that are going to be there.
What I'm hearing is that for the first time,
but Gladys has not told me that she's interested. You mentioned Gladys by name, and I just want to make it very, very clear.
No, I was just going down the list. I started with the deputy party leader, Abdul Somad. He said he's comfortable. So I went to the chairperson of the party. Well, for the first time since the party was formed,
she's not the vice. She's the chair.
Yes, she's the chair. Since ODM was formed 20 years ago, this would be the first time that ODM goes into an election, not as the lead in the presidential ticket.
True. If at all it is a decision that the party will make. If that is the decision, I'm repeating again, if that is going to be the decision that we will be able to make.
Would you push for such a decision?
It is not an issue of comfort. It is an issue of practicality. Are we practical enough to have a candidate? You know, even when Baba was alive, we had candidates who stood up and said that they have the muscle, and they have the charisma, and they have what it takes to be the president of this country. I think it was at one point, those who took the nomination forms, there was Baba, and I think Hassan Ali Joe, and I think Oparanya as well took forms to be president. So you never know. This time round, we might have people who say that, you know what, we want to step down from our cabinet secretary positions, and we want to be flag bearers for ODM. It'll come to us. We will have to bear the weight of making that decision as a central committee. It goes to the National Executive Committee, and we take it to the National Delegates Conference, which is the final body that makes those particular decisions. And the decisions will end up being made.
Okay.
But right now, we do not have a leadership crisis.
Yes.
Right now, we have an agenda at hand. Right now, our agenda is not about being divided, but about being focused on what is at hand.
We've actually lost one of the greatest and biggest parties in Kenyan political scene. Yaani kwenye hata historia ya siasa ya nchini Kenya, nafikiri ODM ni moja kati ya zile vyama ambavyo watu wataililia sana, and I know kwamba sehemu ambapo Raila Amolo Odinga yupo siku ya leo, he is not happy because kuna kitu ambacho wananchi wanataka, na pia kuna kitu ambacho wale watu ambao baba aliwaacha, wale watu ambao ni wabinafsi, watu selfish, watu hawaangalii nchi, wanajiangalia wao wenyewe, wanataka, kwa sababu wananchi wa Kenya tayari wanawakubali wakina Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino, lakini wale watu ambao baba alikuwa nao karibu na amewaacha kwenye kile kiti, wao kuna vile wanataka ku protect their self, it's called self interest. Kuna interest ambao wako nao wanataka ku protect, and that is why they are fighting for these positions as if kifo cha Raila Amolo Odinga yani watu ambao walikuwa wanangoja Raila Amolo Odinga afe dunia ili wachukue hizi nafasi, it's like hawa ni watu ambao walikuwa wanaona baba akiongoza na hawafurahi. At the same time wanasema huyu mzee siku ambapo atatoka hapa, mimi ndo nitapigania nafasi hii, kwa sababu mimi sheria ya party ambayo najua ni kwamba akitoweka leader, basi the deputy party leader ndo mtu ambaye alikuwa anafaa kusimama hapo, which nilikuwa na expect kumuona mtu kama gavana wa Mombasa sasa hivi, kama yeye ndo amesimama anaongoza party. Lakini kando na hiyo, watu wengi wametoa maoni kuhusu swala hili ambalo linaendelea na chama cha ODM.
Almost 50% of all the votes cast have been going to him, and therefore he's been an institution on himself, and therefore the vacuum that has been created by his absence is so huge that the party may be consumed by the confusion that is taking place today. That's why I said, let's remind the people of Luo Nyanza again, that it's only 20% of their support that Raila has been getting, of the total votes that Raila has been getting and ODM getting those votes. And 80% are votes from the rest of Kenyans. Apart from the fact that we are funding this party just like any other political party as taxpayers, they should also, I feel the issue that is now making us talk regional is perhaps the threat of the mountain shifting away from the ruling coalition. And therefore they are looking for a plug to fill the hole that is existing today. And perhaps, and it had emerged. I remember, I think 1.5 years ago, Felix Koskei went to Nyanza and he was talking about the Nilot coalition because we seem to have come down the Nile, myself and the Honorable Bogisio and Raila, and even the people of South Sudan claim that Raila as a family in South Sudan from the lineage that he came through. So that Nilot coalition or formation is something I think they have been entertaining. But now it has come to full fruition, and that's why Murkomen was going to Nyanza, not just to condole the family, perhaps to make sure that they cement this relationship, because you could see one of the speakers was saying we have to be together without tribalism. Now, who told her that there was going to be tribalism just because Raila has passed on? Mm-hmm. The issue is simple. It is politics, pure. Anybody saying it's not politics is actually deluding himself or does not understand. I think more than anything else, the mountain, when it shifted, then RUTO thought of going back to the lake and reminding them that he is a founder member of ODM and they can deal with Sifuna. You heard of that. So for them, they see Sifuna as more independent and somebody like Babu Wino. That's why they are calling them rebels. They are not rebels. Actually, they are sticking to the principles of ODM. Mm-hmm. It's the other people who have become merchants. And you know a merchant can just sell any merchandise, including selling the party and selling the spirit of ODM, the principles of ODM. And they will spend more time talking about it that way. And you see the danger, Fred, is we are almost going back to 2007, where we are talking of 411, where we are saying 41 against 1 community. So it does not help us when Luos and Kalenjins come together, that is national unity. When we talk of the Kamba people perhaps coming together with the Kikuyu and other Kenyans, we say that is tribalism. So at times one gets confused when we are not clear. Do we want to be national or do we want to go tribal and therefore create conclaves of tribes coming together against the other side, which really confirms that we have not built institutions. Unlike Tanzania, which it has moved from Nyerere all the way to Mama Suluhu as of now, coming from different regions, different communities across the country. Remember, it has gone to Zanzibar twice, Mzee Mwinyi and now Mama Suluhu. It has remained in Tanganyika for about 4 times or 3 times, Nyerere, Mkapa, and Kikwete, and of course Magufuli. This therefore tells you CCM is more national because of the way succession has taken place. ODM will disappear if we are not careful, the way perhaps KANU was reduced in size after the 2002 elections, because we did not allow effective succession plan. The team that Raila led out of KANU in 2002, and that team remained. It is arguable whether Kibaki would have won the election. Mm-hmm. But that team destroyed KANU completely. But if Mzee Moi had allowed succession plan to take shape the way Kenyans wanted, perhaps Uhuru would have become a president in KANU much later. Mm-hmm. But you see, the Uhuru factor in 2002 made exodus of people from Kano that merged with NRK and LDP to form National Rainbow Coalition. So if we are not careful about ODM, it is going to have some exodus of strong people who are younger and therefore appeal to majority of Kenyans to move away from ODM to other political outfits.
Yes. And it's that competition of how to approach this issue of fighting tribalism. The political class have, and you mentioned that Rainbow Coalition where they came together, different parts of the country. They've been.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, nakupa nafasi hii kwenye comment section na nataka uniambie kwamba do you really think it's going to be very easy for William Ruto to join ODM ama itakuwa ni vigumu? And if William Ruto is going to join ODM, do you believe me nikikwambia kwamba hiyo party itakuwa nguvu yake imeisha kabisa, itabaki jina kama KANU, lakini pia the moment atakuwa ameungana na ODM itakuwa rahisi kwa mtu kama Kalonzo kupata nafasi kwenye siasa ama kwenye hichi kiti cha urais kama 27, kwa sababu naamini kwamba Wakenya wengi watataka kumsupport Kalonzo, and that's a straight ticket. Yani hapo hata kuna kubagain, hakuna kudiscuss anything. Hiyo itakuwa straight ticket kwa sababu watu wote ambao walikuwa wanapenda Raila Amolo Odinga will go back na waangalie kwamba ni nani ambaye amekuwa na Raila hizi siku zote na hajawahi kumwacha, it's only Kalonzo. Lakini pia tuangalie kwa makini hapo nyuma, Babu Owino amekuwa mtu wa side ya Kalonzo na pia amempigania Kalonzo, na you never know what Edwin Sifuna is thinking about. Kama hawa wabunge watano wa ODM ambao sasa hivi wanataka kufutwa na kufukuzwa kwenye chama kwa sababu wao ndo wanamzuia hawa watu wengine ambao wanataka William Ruto kwenye hii nafasi watatoka, basi kuwa ready kwamba chama cha ODM inaweza ikapoteza nguvu, na chama chochote ambacho kinaweza kikatokea wananchi wataisupport kuhakikisha kwamba hawajamwaibisha baba Raila Amolo Odinga, because what is happening right now in ODM ni inaonesha vizuri kwamba baba aliacha nyuma watu ambao hawana ujasiri, not unless mtu kama Orengo pia anaweza toa tamko na akasema tunataka tuende direction hii. Lakini ukiangalia kwa makini ODM kwenye mikono za Wanga, hivyo ndio hiyo chama imeisha. Ladies and gentlemen, nakupa nafasi nipe idea yako kwenye comment section, lakini pia kumbuka kusubscribe, kushare channel yetu hii ili habari zetu za siasa zifikie watu wengi. Let me say thank you very much for always being a member of Madini Classic Community. Let's meet on the next episode of the day. Bye bye.